In this video, I will be doing an unboxing on the new Boox Go Color 7, as well as covering a few of the features of this device. This is the Boox Go Color 7, a 7-inch e-reader with a design that works for everyone. Inside the box, the first thing that you will see is the device, but putting that aside first, you will see beneath that we have this little box with some other accessories inside. Here you will find the charging cable, which is USB to USB Type-C, as well as a card tray eject tool for an SD card slot. You also get this information booklet with some more information about the device. Before we get back to the device, I first want to take a look at the case that you get. So with your purchase of a Boox Go Color 7, you will get a biodegradable flip case, which attaches magnetically to the device. So I like that we get a case with the device. It just makes it really nice to prevent scratches and just to be able to carry it around really easily. Now getting back to the Go Color 7, let's take off the plastic wrapping. I went with the black color for mine, but you also have a white color available for you. And overall, I really love the design. Next, let's just go through the initial setup where we're choosing our region, our time zone, and just covering basic navigation through the device. So that was all for the unboxing of the device. Now let's take a closer look at the design and some of its features. Now with the Go Color 7, you do get a 7-inch Kaleido 3 e-ink display, and e-ink basically means that it mimics the appearance of ink on paper. So it just looks a lot more like paper than just a regular LCD display. And with the Kaleido 3 on this device, it allows us to have color on the e-ink display, which just opens up a lot more doors for things that you can do on this device. As for some specs for the display, you will see two metrics. We have 300 ppi for black and white content and 150 ppi for our color content. So the black and white content might just look a little bit more crisp compared to the color content, but this is fairly regular with color e-ink. It's just how far the technology has evolved. Now this might not even be an issue for you if you're just going to be reading regular books on here on Kindle or Kobo or whatever, but if you're going to be reading a lot of graphic novels, this might be where you might be missing some of the resolution. Now I will be testing this out a bit more as I'm using the device, and I will cover more of this in my full review and my thoughts after a while of using it. But basically just don't go buying this device expecting the same color quality and clarity that you would get on a regular tablet. As for the design of the rest of the device, it is a really nice and thin design, with the device only weighing 195 grams, which just makes it really comfortable to hold for longer periods of time. And we also have the thicker bezel on the one side with the page turning buttons, which just adds so much more to the more comfortable experience when holding the device. At the back, we also have this unique paper-like texture, which also helps with grip. And it's also a water-repellent design, meaning that you don't have to worry if you're close to water, just getting a few droplets on it, your device will still be fine. At the bottom of the device, we have our lock button, and then at the side, we have our charging port, which is USB-C, as well as our SD card slot. Now, you do get 64 gigabytes of storage on this device, but if you're planning on reading a lot of graphic novels or having a lot of audiobooks on here, it is nice that you can expand your storage using an SD card. Now, for some more specs and features of the device, on here we do have a 2.4 GHz octa-core CPU with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and so far, this has been really snappy. I love how fast Boox's devices are, even with the limitations of e-ink technologies. It is really nice and responsive still. And what's really great about this Boox device is the fact that it runs Android 12. The Boox Palma, which I have previously reviewed, runs Android 11. So now we have Android 12 on this newer Go Color 7. So it's nice that we are getting closer to the newest version of Android. So yeah, we do have Android 12 on here. And of course, the fact that we have Android 12 on here also allows us to have access to the Google Play Store and a bunch of apps that are available on there. This is one of the main reasons why I love Boox's devices. It just gives you so much more options for what you can do with the device, and it doesn't lock you into one ecosystem, since you can read your Kindle books, your Libby books, your Kobo books, all of those on this one device. Even other apps like Notion or email apps or just browsing the web can be done all on this device as well. Obviously, because this is an e-ink device, you're not gonna be wanting to watch a bunch of videos and media content on here. I mean, it's possible possible, but it's just a bit limited because of the e-ink technology of the display. And lastly, we do have a 2300 milliamp hour battery on this device. Now, I haven't been using it long enough to really tell you my experience so far with the battery life. I will be doing that in the full review that will be coming in a few weeks, but so far, no complaints when it comes to battery life. It's been holding up really well. Also, if you're wondering, the Boox Go Color 7 isn't compatible with any styluses or anything. It's not made to be used as a note-taking device and an e-reader. I would say it focuses largely on e-reading, and this is fine for me. I don't ever really like to annotate a lot, especially with ebooks. But if that's something that you're missing, Boox does offer other products like their Note Air 3C, like you will see behind me, or their Tab Mini C, things like that, that actually do have a stylus as well. So that's all I wanted to cover on the new Boox Go Color 7. Like I said, I will be doing a full review in a few weeks where I cover a bit more on the user experience and just my overall thoughts when using the device over a longer period of time. But so far, my initial reactions is just that I really love the design of this Boox Go Color 7. I like the fact that we have the page turning buttons at the side. I think it's just very comfortable to hold, and also just the color is just nice to have on an e-reader like this. But yeah, I will have all my thoughts in my full review coming later. Also, I would love if you guys would leave your thoughts in the comments on this new Boox Go Color 7, as well as just telling me what points you want me to touch on in the review. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!